Okay guys, so let's do a video on how to rebuild a 34 picked -3 carburetor for a 1600 dual port Volkswagen. Okay, think Super Beetles, think Volkswagen Thing, that kind of deal. Welcome to Brown's Rod and Custom, your home for street rods, muscle cars, and Volkswagen content. This is my dad, Big Ron. He's our body man and fabricator. This is my beautiful wife, Megan, our editor-in-chief and supporter. And this is me, Adam, the designer and mechanic for our projects. If you find our videos helpful, like and subscribe for more content. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Brown's Rod and Custom. Happy Memorial Day weekend. It is Saturday, May 24th. It's about 11:21 in the afternoon. And we are back on our 1973 Volkswagen Thing. Now, I realize we're getting a little bit of a late start. There's a reason for that. We have been working. Made an emergency stop. You guys might have seen the short at Fisher Buggies in Tampa. Dropped my wife off at work in St. Pete. Right over there to them. Now, they're lifesavers, boys. Like if you're a Volkswagen guy and you're in the Tampa, Orlando area and you need parts or whatever, just go see these guys. They're pretty good. So they've saved me multiple times with just random weird things, right? Like I need exhaust gaskets. I can order that, but it's Memorial Day weekend. I might as well say I'm not going to put the exhaust on until next Friday, right? I mean, with shipping, right? So went in there. I got the exhaust gaskets. Let me show you those. I went in there for one, and I ended up with all of them. So I got these. These are the little heat riser gaskets. Okay, got those. A couple of those. Also got the gaskets that go exhaust to the block or the head, wherever it mounts. I have those, which is great. Got a bunch of those. 4 of them. Come back. Alright, so we got 4 of those. Another one of these for the heat riser. This is our original one where we had the leak, but we do have it. Also picked up the 2 of these. Figured I'm here, why not? I know it was all new a year ago, but the clamps where the actual muffler bolts onto the J-tube, okay, with the gasket inside. So picked up a set of those. So got all that. While I was there, I asked them, because they're pretty much what I would consider experts in Volkswagens. This is all they do and all they have done for a very long time. So why not talk to the people that know, right? I said, boys, I've got a J-Bugs 34 pick 3 carburetor on a 1600 dual port and a Volkswagen Thing. A stock 1600 dual port. It's got an alternator. That's where we're at. I get it tuned. It's exactly how I put it to him. I said, I get the car tuned, okay? Air, fuel mix, idle, everything right. Timing is right, okay? I take it around the block. I can usually make 1 or 2 trips around the block. On the 3rd trip, this last time it was the 3rd trip around the block, barely made it home. Almost had to push the car home. What the F is that? Right? Like, I mean, seriously, do I just have a piece of junk? Or am I missing something? Because I probably have 20 hours. Easy. I'm going low on that. I'm sitting here trying to dial this engine in over the last year and change. Okay? I don't get it. These are easy. You know what I mean? Like, what am I missing? Timing's right. I don't have any vacuum leaks. I don't have exhaust leaks. The belt's tight. What am I missing here? It's got to be fuel. I can file out a set of plugs in a couple trips around the neighborhood. I took this exhaust off. Everything I touch on this engine is black with carbon. what is it? And they tell me they think that I could have an issue with my float in the carburetor not being adjusted correctly, and it's actually allowing the bowl to empty, and it feels like it's running out of gas, and that's where it runs like crap, and you know, runs good at first, and then I said, okay. Said I could have a needle and seat clogged, blocked up, not working. Okay. All of these things require taking the carburetor apart. I said, cool. Do you have the gasket? I asked for the gasket, and they said, yeah. I said, okay. So before we do that, though, let me ask you this: if you were going to buy one, a 34 Pick 3, to put on your car, what brand would you buy? And he looked at me and he goes, they're all kind of crap. Great, good to know. So maybe my junk is the same as everybody else's junk, which is okay. I can live with that. And being this is not a, you know, old carburetor that's been on a car for 50 years, and you know, being it's new, it should be relatively easy to take apart and put back together. So, okay. He goes, I do have a rebuild kit that has that gasket you're asking about in it. Also has a new needle and seat and all the other things. I said, sure, how much is that? $20. Hot damn. So, here it is, the rebuild kit for a 34 Pick 3, okay? So, as we go here today, I'm going to try to rebuild a 34 Pick 3 carburetor, and I will bring you along for that. And I've never done it, and I'll probably screw it up umpteen times before I get it right. And that's okay, as long as we're learning, right? So, yeah. So we're going to try to get that right. If we can get that right, boys, if we can just get this thing dialed to a point of reliable, doesn't have to be fast, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, it just needs to work, right? This will be a completely different car. Like, I can't even tell you. I've actually never taken this car anywhere where I wasn't terrified that, yeah, I wasn't going to make it home. Straight up. So we got to overcome that fear. We got to get into it. So I want to be very confident that I'm going to make it, right? So, and it starts today. We're just going to fix this thing. So what we've got is I'm going to pull the J-tubes, the other piece of the exhaust that goes on the back of the head, comes out, muffler comes up to it. I'm going to pull those off because they look terrible. I was looking at them yesterday. I should have done it yesterday. I'm going to pull them off, clean them up, and paint them. So that's going to be A. Then we're going to use all of our new gaskets and hardware, and we're going to put this thing back together, the exhaust. Get the exhaust back on here, done, tight, bingo bango, no leaks, done, right? Then I'm going to take this carburetor off, okay? And we're going to get it on the table here, and I'll set you up with me. We're going to watch some YouTube videos. We're going to do the old school way here, and we're going to figure it out. And we're going to get everything as dialed as we can. I'll go up to O'Reilly's and get a couple cans of carburetor cleaner, and we're going to clean the hell out of this thing and set it up the way everybody says to set it up, and we're going to put it back in here. And we're going to fire it up, and we're going to see if it works. We're going to go from there. So stay tuned for that. That's what's coming, guys. That's what we're doing today. Exhaust, painting the J-tubes, reinstalling the whole exhaust, all new gaskets, carburetor removed, rebuilt hopefully today, reinstalled, maybe even fired up. We'll see where we get. I don't want to get too crazy. But I have until about 7:30 tonight. So, and it's 11:30 right now. So I have a lot of time. No one's here, it's just me. And we can actually just grind on this thing for hours. So that's what we're going to be doing. Stay tuned. I'll bring you with me, boys.
Okay boys, here's where we're at. So exhaust is on, sort of. I'm fighting one bolt. I got this side on. This side no. So, well, two bolts I guess. One of them will go in no problem. So we're on. Everything's bolted up in there. So, I'm going to keep working right here to get that monster to tighten down. Once I get that on, exhaust is pretty much there. I just got to bolt my exhaust tips on, which is super simple, and then that's done. So that's where I'm at. It's about 2 o'clock. I just took lunch and now we're getting back into it. So stay tuned. We'll have this on hopefully here soon, and be right back. Okay boys, exhaust is on. Tips are back on. That's in, other tips on, everything's tight. So we are done with the exhaust. Now, sorry for this invasive light. It's absolutely necessary but terrible for filming. Now, we're going to take the carburetor off. We're going to get into that, so stay tuned. I'm going to take this thing off and we're going to figure out how to rebuild it. So stay tuned, we'll be doing that in a second. Okay guys. Here we go. Step 1, I pulled the air cleaner off. Okay. Step 2, came over here because I want to get the fuel pressure off, right? I removed my gas cap. Okay. So that it releases some of the pressure on the system. Now the next step in this process is going to be unhooking all this stuff. So we've got electronics here, electric choke here we got to unhook, throttle cable, we got a vacuum line here, we got a fuel line here, and we got 2 bolts. Okay, and then the carburetor's on our hand. So that's what I'm going to be doing next, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned. I don't want to start this thing yet. I want to try to get this right, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to start tearing into this, and I'll be right back. Okay boys, there it is. J-Bugs 34 picked -3 carburetor. So now, that's what we're looking at. All the parts are over here. This literally took me less than 5 minutes to take off. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is go watch some YouTube videos on how to take this apart and what I'm actually doing, and then I'm going to replace some stuff inside of it and adjust the float level if it needs it. And then we're going to put it back in, and then we're going to start this thing and see if it runs. So stay tuned. Whole lot more to come, boys. We're getting into it now. Okay guys, so let's do a video on how to rebuild a 34 picked -3 carburetor for a 1600 dual port Volkswagen. Okay, think Super Beetles, think Volkswagen Thing, that kind of deal. Okay, so what I did is I've got this kit from Fisher Buggies. It's an OE brand carburetor repair kit. Now this does both 28 pick, 30 picked, and 30 and 34. Okay, so came with these instructions with a nice breakdown of how everything goes, coinciding with all these different ones, and you see the things that are circled.
those are the things that are included in the kit, okay? So that you know what you're looking for. So we've got a bunch of gaskets. We've got different electric choke deal, diaphragms. We've got this bag of goodness here, needle and seed, bunch of different gaskets and this kind of thing. So it's all in there. So it also comes with this handy dandy tool, little measuring tool for measuring whatever you need to measure. So I think it's your float. So let's start out with this. This is a J-Bugs 34 picked -3 carburetor. I bought it brand new from J-Bugs. I bolted it straight on the car. Probably figure out what my issue was. What I should have done is taken this thing apart completely and scrubbed it. That's what I should have done. Because it is absolutely disgusting. This is 100 miles. 100 miles. And I've already been cleaning on it. Look at this soot and shit on the float. I mean, just not great. So, here's my, look at that. Just gross. It's probably hard to see on camera, but it's just like an oily grease is what it appears to be. You can, I mean, it's just bad. So, so we're all on the same page. There is absolutely no reason on planet Earth that anyone should have to do this on a brand new carburetor or a 100-mile carburetor. That's just stupid. So, but this is my first Volkswagen, and I'm learning apparently. So, what I'm going to do now, I went ahead and broke everything down. Okay, I've taken out the. Let's make sure I get the terminology right here. The idle valve. Okay, that's right here. Got it out. It's got a little O-ring. I've got the air fuel mixture one out. Okay, this goes here. Okay, for your bowl. It's got a little gasket on it as well. You've got the jets. Okay, main jet, jet air correction jet, auxiliary idle speed fuel, and then the auxiliary fuel jet. And then there's a, get this right, main jet, I believe it's 30, where's that? Main jet, and then there's a secondary jet, I believe. So that's all of this. This is the little clip that holds the float in. Float goes right here. All right, pretty simple. So what I've done is I went to O'Reilly's and got some carbon choke cleaner, got some paper towels, got some lunch, McDonald's, and I got a little paint tub here that's brand new, clean, that we're gonna put some carbon choke cleaner into here. We're gonna set these jets, we're gonna spray them out and then set them into here and let them soak. And then I'm going to take this and just probably take it outside and just soak the hell out of it and try to scrub and clean every orifice in this whole deal so that if it is indeed dirty, then it won't be for long. So, and then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put this thing back together, and I'm hoping that that'll solve my fuel issues with my 1973 Volkswagen thing. And when I say fuel issues, this is what I mean. So for those of you that are watching this that are going, why would you rebuild your carburetor? So I've got probably 20 hours of adjustment in this, which is just stupid. Over the course of a year. I cannot, the longest trip I've taken in this is about 20 miles. No, 30 miles round trip. I took it out to Pine Island from Spring Hill and back. One of the scarier things I've ever done. I have no faith in this. It wants to stay running for about a block or two. You can dial this in to where it runs absolutely dead nuts perfect. Take 2 laps around my neighborhood, come back. 3rd lap, it's going to be running on 2 cylinders. All the plugs will be fouled, and everything here will be, just a shit show. So that's why we're doing this, to try to figure out, because other than buying a new carburetor, there's really no other options here. So I went to Fisher Buggies today, asked them, if I was going to buy a new carburetor, what would you recommend? And they said they're all garbage. I said, great. So they gave me this carburetor rebuild kit, and I'm rebuilding a Volkswagen carburetor, just like that. So stay tuned, boys. We're going to get into this, and I'll be right back. I'll bring it all to you here in a minute. Okay, guys, so here's where we're at. I went ahead and cleaned everything up. Looks really good. It was really dirty. Look at all the crap that came out of it. Terrible. I soaked all of these, replaced the O-rings. Okay, got all that together. Now I need to reassemble. So this one here, number 24, is the air correction jet. That goes right here. Looks like this. It's got 3 little holes in it like that. So that goes here. Pop that in. Okay, that one's in. Now the next one, couple things we need to get in here. This guy goes here. This is where your idle adjustment. Actually, I'm jumping the gun here. I don't want to put those in yet. I do. I'll put this one in. It goes here. This guy is your main jet, your secondary jet. Which one goes up here? That would be 25, is auxiliary idle speed fuel. That one goes right there. We're going to tighten that down just enough. Okay, so those are it. Now this guy goes in there, number 30. This is your main jet, okay? So this goes in here. So what I used to do was, when the lid was on this, I would try to do it through this hole here, which is a nightmare. Totally doable though, just gotta be smart. Main jet is in, you can see it through this hole. It goes right here. Okay, that's in. Now, little trick, if you do this with it all together, put the screw on your screwdriver straight up, turn this like this and push it up and in, instead of trying to fish it through, otherwise it gets lost in the bowl here. So the next thing we're going to do, put this guy, this is your plug for your bowl. It's got a new gasket. Put that on. This is not easy to do left-handed, boys. It's super simple. It's almost like Legos. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay. Alright, take a 14mm wrench. Hold on. Okay. Got that. So now that's back in. Alright guys, so now we've got these. So this is the big idle adjustment screw. It goes right here. Where you adjust your idle, goes right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this 3-in-1 oil, okay? And I'm going to put it on this O-ring. I'm just going to put it on my finger and put it on that O-ring, okay? Just to give it something so it's not just dry, okay? Cool. And we're going to take this, and we're going to get it back in here.
You want to be very, very careful doing this, boys. Okay. We know just from knowing that this is pretty much recessed, so we know we can go as far as we need to here. So far so good. Okay, I bottomed out there. Don't over tighten it, okay? Bottomed out right there. That's that one. Next will be this guy. Same thing, got a little O-ring on it. I'm gonna put a little oil on that. Oil on that. There we go. Alright. That's gonna go right here. You're gonna want a different screwdriver, a smaller one, okay? See if we can't get it started. There we go. It's going in. I'm gonna run it all the way in, just like the other one, okay? All the way in, then I'm gonna back it out, actually. One, two turns. I'm gonna back this out. That's tight. A little bit there. Okay. So there's that. Okay. Then, what's left on the table here? We've got our float, which I believe the float was in the right spot. But if you look at it, so this is your float. It just sets inside, it rocks inside of here, it just sets in. Put your clip in. Boom. And these are the screws. This is the spring. Go from here to up here. Okay, so the next thing we got, gaskets, right? Let's match up with our kit. What is the same one here? None of these are the same. That's definitely not it. That's not it either. Is this it? This is it. Okay, so there's that. Now if I was to put the factory one on, here we go, like that. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, our top here, get our orientation right. Get everything. Like it should be. Let's see here. Gaskets on good. This should be. tighten these down. Kind of go evenly, I would imagine. So what I'm doing right now, guys, so in theory, boom boom, choke, that's off, I do this for the fuel. I think we rebuilt a carburetor, boys. Well, boys, we did it. Last you guys saw, we were rebuilding the carburetor. So here's where we got. Got the carburetor back on the car. I installed new NGK plugs. Here's the old ones. Okay. New fuel filter, new plugs, totally rebuilt and cleaned carburetor. Got everything back together, all new exhaust gaskets, so on and so forth. And I took it for a ride. Now, when I first started this, my bowl was empty, so on my carburetor, so from cleaning it and everything, so I had to put a little fuel in the bowl, and it fired right off. And it's literally no joke, the best it's ever ran. So I took it for a ride, went around the block about 10 times. It's so good to the point where I literally, my neighbors were sitting outside and I stuck my hands up in the air and was like, yes! And they were laughing at me and excited that we got it running. So, right now, this thing does a lot of things wrong, but it runs good. It ships good and it runs good. I took it around the block. I probably drove this for probably 30 minutes. And no issues. So I just brought her in. I just brought my wife in from work, and it's like 11 o'clock at night. But I fired it up for her, and it fired right off first turn. Boom. And purrs like a kitten. So we're dialed here. I think we're really, really good here. Tomorrow I do want to take it out for a spin. Maybe put 10-15 miles on it, and just make sure everything stays kosher where it needs to be, and then I think we're good. So that's that. Now we do have an exhaust leak. It's leaking here like it always does. So there's our exhaust all done down there. Sorry it's not a better view, but looks pretty good. It was burning off all the stuff on the exhaust, so that's good. I think we got past that. When I did my short with the engine running earlier, you guys probably saw it. You probably heard me coughing at the very end of it. It's because I was getting gagged out of here by the exhaust and the fucking everything burning off, the white smoke from the oil and stuff burning off the exhaust. So anyway, we are rocking over here. Tomorrow we're going to get into the air shocks, fixing the exhaust leak. So first exhaust leak, then air shocks, and then I'm going to work my way to the front. I'm going to do the shift boot, and then if I have time I'll start dealing with the dash. I'm going to get that together. I've been talking with my wife, Miss Megan, and trying to figure out a good time to purchase the disc brake kit for the front so that I can get that in here, get that done, and go from there. Now we did just save $275 for not having to buy a carburetor, so that's good. Barring, I say that, barring it continues to run the way it's running now, right? Guys, I cannot stress this enough. If you are going to buy a new carburetor for your vintage Volkswagen, and it's going to be new in the box, get it, take it apart, and scrub that thing with carburetor cleaner. Like just everywhere. Take the jets out, take everything out of it, clean it, put it back together, then put it on the car. I have battled this shit for a year, and that carburetor was disgusting. I got a ton of what appeared to be like an oily grease, like a black grease. Like if you ran your finger over it, it'd smudge, right? It'd smear and smudge, like a residue. New gas tank, new fuel line, new fuel filter, new, right? There should not be this shit. Again, it's something I should have done a year ago, but I didn't know, and I just didn't do it. So yeah, pro tip: clean your carburetor before you put it on. If you're dealing with a vintage Volkswagen, whether that be a 30 pick, 34, pick 3, pick 4, whatever, just clean it. So yeah, guys, that's where we're at. It's pitch black dark out here. It's like 11 something. But I'm going to shut the door here and call it a night. But hope you guys had a great day. And we'll be back tomorrow for more Volkswagen Thing. And try to keep pushing this thing down the road to where we're just down to a couple things on the list, which we're really starting to get there. So stay tuned for all this. And we'll see you in the morning. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're watching this, please like and subscribe.